And welcome back to more Portal 2. So last time, we teamed up with GLaDOS to stop Wheatley. So this time, we're going to try to figure out a way to escape this part of the facility, and hopefully not get crushed like last time. So instead of trying to run through, we are simply going to use portals over here, and from here, it looks like we can place a portal up there, and probably bounce off this to the top of this area. Cool. So here we have a lot of orange shells, so we can actually run under these and make it to the other side. So we're back here, but now, we actually can jump over there, using the orange shell. So all we have to do is quickly run under these, and through the portal to launch to the other side.
Welcome to the Enrichment Center. Since making test participation mandatory for all employees, the quality of our test subjects has risen dramatically. Employee retention, however, has not. As a result, you may have heard we're going to phase out human testing. There's still a few things left to wrap up, though. The bean counters told me we literally could not afford to buy $7 worth of moon rocks, much less 70 million. Bought them anyway. Ground them up, mixed them into a gel. And guess what? Ground up moon rocks are pure poison. I am deathly ill. Still, it turns out they're a great portal conductor. So now, we're going to see if jumping in and out of these new portals can somehow leach the lunar poison out of a man's bloodstream. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Let's all stay positive and do some science. That said, I would really appreciate it if you could test as fast as possible. Carolyn, please bring me more pain pills.
I think this is one of the only elevators that doesn't cut to a load screen, so that's kind of interesting. I wonder if the elevator itself is a load screen, though. Like, if you're playing on, say, Series X, if this elevator would be a lot faster. I know the regular loading screens probably would be. But over here we have our third type of gel made out of moon rocks, and by moving this gel all over this area, we will be able to place portals wherever we want. So that's cool. Even though it is poisonous, it actually will not hurt us. So like the blue gel, we don't have to be particularly careful around it, even though in terms of the story, it is deadly. Using this gel, we basically need to move around the area and get it to a point where we have enough room to make it to the exit. So, the exit of this area is over there, and there's not really a great way to get over there because we can't place portals in most places here. So we need to actually make it so we can actually get high up enough in this area to fall down and launch ourselves over there, but also have a point to launch from, again, using the moon rocks. This is kind of complicated, and one thing I discovered recently is it's actually possible to skip one of the most famous lines in the entire game, because I ended up completing this room in an unintended way that actually skipped a piece of dialogue. So I'll do my best to not skip it this time because it is super iconic and worth hearing. So we will be going through this area the intended way, hopefully. By launching up here, it is possible to launch up directly next to the entrance or the exit over there, but that skips the dialogue, so we will be going from this area instead. Actually, what you're supposed to do, I think you might be able to get enough momentum by falling up from there to launch directly, but what you're actually supposed to do, I think, is use this to launch. So yeah, let's actually complete this in the intended manner. Like so, climb all the way to the top of this, and from here, set up a portal there, and then fall down. Oh, there's not a good place to fall from here. That's a problem. Let's try this again. Set this up like so, and actually have a place to fall down, this time. So yeah, I feel like the different types of gels are actually really cool, and allow for some really cool puzzle design. So, where are we supposed to fall from? I think over here. So this area should be enough. So let's climb back up to the top and then try to fall down again. And make it to the exit. Alright, let's give this a try.
Alright, I've been thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day it thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons. I'm gonna get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down.
Burning people. He says what we're all thinking.
The point is, if we can store music on a compact disc, why can't we store a man's intelligence and personality on one? So I have the engineers figuring that out now. Brain mapping, artificial intelligence. We should have been working on it 30 years ago. I will say this, and I'm gonna say it on tape so everybody hears it 100 times a day. If I die before you people can pour me into a computer, I want Carolyn to run this place. Now she'll argue. She'll say she can't. She's modest like that, but you make her. Hell, put her in my computer. I don't care. All right, test's over. You can head on back to your desk.
Goodbye, sir.
And now you might be able to tell why I didn't want to accidentally skip that, because not only is it incredibly iconic, but just a bit plot important. Alright, we have this elevator up there, so that's our destination. So let's use portals to climb all the way to the top of this area. I honestly really like how the story in this game is handled, how it's sort of gradually revealed what's actually happening at Aperture, and the various backstory of like Cave Johnson and Caroline and so on. It's really cool, and I think it's really well done. The voice acting also adds a lot to it, to be honest. So yeah, overall, I do think, from a story standpoint, Portal 2 definitely is superior to the first game. The first game didn't really have a ton of story by comparison, but I really appreciate how this game tried to expand on the lore of the original, even throwing out a diss to Black Mesa, which is a Half-Life reference. I like how I know that it's a Half-Life reference, despite literally never playing a Half-Life game. I think that goes to show how iconic Half-Life is, that I actually know quite a bit about it without ever having played it. Okay, that didn't quite work the way I thought it would, so let's try this again. There we go. And from here, we need to make a way up there somehow. And this is one area where no matter how many times I play this game, which again isn't as much as the first game, for some reason I kind of forget how to get through this area. So let's give this a try, dropping down from here, and launching ourselves up to, like, somewhere up there. Alright, let's see how this goes. And while we're up here, we need to basically fall down at a higher point, and, if I'm not mistaken, actually, what you're supposed to do is place a portal over there. I don't know if this angle will actually work. It actually did somehow. And from here, we have to... Oh, this is bad. We have to basically drop down through the elevator again and launch ourselves over. Like that.
I know things look bleak, but that crazy man down there was right. Let's not take these lemons. We are going to march right back upstairs and make him put me back in my body. And he'll probably kill us because he's incredibly powerful and I have no plan. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. The odds are 1,000,000 to 1, and that's with some generous rounding. Still, though, let's get mad. If we're going to explode, let's at least explode with some dignity.
I also like how the narration and the characters, they kind of explain what's happening indirectly at first, and I like how they kind of give enough time for the player to figure out what's happening on their own. I like how they don't initially spell out exactly what's happening until a little bit later, without going into too much detail to avoid spoiling everything. So yeah, I think the story is really well done and is kind of the highlight of Portal in general, despite the puzzles also being genuinely really fun to go through, like this one. This is actually really cool because we need to use the, like you can see up there, there are multiple different types of the gels that we have to use to make it through here. So yeah, overall, really clever level design, combined with good storytelling and good characters, and good voice acting. So yeah, Portal 2 is honestly a really great game. It's not perfect. There are a few things I would have done differently, or would have preferred to have been handled a bit differently, but for the most part, I have very few complaints about it. Even with Portal 1 also being a phenomenal game, I personally think Portal 2 is superior just mainly because of the story and the character development. Alright, so let's make our way through this room. This is actually, I think, kind of a tricky part. We have to use all 3 types of gel to make it through here. So I think what we have to do is bounce and go through, we have to basically bounce twice, I think, to get up there, but we also need a lot more speed to get there, so, this is also slightly tricky because it's very easy to accidentally place the wrong portal and have to reset all of the gel. So let's be very careful with our portal management here. Use the orange portal here, and then the blue portal there, and that should be set up properly. Alright, so trying not to mess this up, we need to bounce off there. So I think I'm actually going to place this portal here, just so nothing bad happens in terms of, like, accidentally misplacing the gel. So let's run for this. And that is a lot lower than I thought it would be. So let's try something a little bit different. That's the orange portal, so blue portal here. Instead of using the gel to bounce, I think we might be able to get enough momentum to simply launch ourselves through the orange portal and out the blue portal. So let's see how this works. Yep, that worked. Not quite. So there's this spot here. So let's get some blue gel up to this area. Again, making sure to pick the right color portal that doesn't mess something up. So let's be careful here. I think the orange portal will be good, like that. Cool, that doesn't mess anything up at least. So from here, that's set up, so try this. And okay, so it doesn't fall immediately downwards, it just hits the ceiling. Which means if we use the moon rocks there, that means we should be able to set up a bounce by setting up a portal on the ceiling instead, like this. Yep, that seems to work. So, again, being very careful not to accidentally mess something up, because of how much setup this takes. It's really not that bad, but it has a lot of steps to it that makes it seem a little bit more daunting than I think it actually is. Alright, so I think everything is set up, so all we have to do is run forward and launch ourselves all the way, hopefully, to the other side. I think I phased through a pipe there. That's fine. Okay, so there's more of this gel here. It looks like there's a portal surface up there to fall through. Alright, so this area is interesting because on my practice run, I got stuck at this part of the game for a really long time, and it's kind of weird because it's surprisingly straightforward. I missed a very small key detail that made it basically way tougher to get through than it really should have been. It's actually quite simple. So using this vent, we can propel the moonrock gel all over this chamber, and once we can place a portal up here, all we have to do is walk through here and fall onto the other side, like this. The detail I missed on my practice run was you can actually place a portal over here, and if you do that, you can exit this area. But for the longest time, I didn't realize you could place a portal there, so I got stuck at this part of the game for, to put it bluntly, longer than I care to admit. And with that, we made a lot of progress so far, so I think we're actually going to continue this next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Portal 2.